Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic and we are trying to get the most amount of damage out of our creatures, our cards as we can. We're basically trying to go for like a 36 damage shock if possible. So the way that we do this is that we have Obosh, the Prey Piercer, and this is just like a good solid Obosh deck where we have Obosh as a 4 of in the 5-drop slot, have a bunch of 1-drop stuff, a bunch of 3-drop stuff, and I really like that in our 3-drop stuff we can run things like Kazil's Fury, which allows us to, it is a 3-mana spell, so it actually deals damage by itself. It gets to double or triple that damage with either Fire Emancipation or Obosh. Well, the thing I'm going for here is to have Obosh and Fire Emancipation on the board at the same time, because then you have all of the fun. So Obosh deals double damage for things that are odd cover mana cost, so 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever. And Fire Emancipation doesn't care about the cover mana cost. It just says if anything does damage to a permanent or player, it does triple that damage. And so I was thinking with Obosh and Fire Emancipation, they do actually stack on top of each other, as well as multiple Fire Emancipations also stack as well. So you get to have the triple double or the double triple, whatever. And so we get the triple double damage with this deck, and we get to do 6 times damage. So one shot can be 12 points of damage. If you have another Fire Emancipation, it becomes 36 damage. You get to just do some really fun stuff with this deck. Of course, when you're doing that much damage, like if you're going to be waiting a few turns to be able to get a shock or whatever, usually you're winning the game before you get to have multiple Fire Emancipations or Obosh. So this deck is meant to just win straight out, but we have the ability to have a 36 damage shock. That's what makes it fun. Anyway, so this deck, luckily we get to bring in a ton of lands into this deck. Spikefield Hazard becomes so much better because it's Augment Mana Cost. Obosh lets you do 2 points of damage and exile something as well, which also you get so many more targets with this. It really is awesome. And so it doesn't feel as bad having multiple copies of this in there. It also lets us play way more lands in the deck, where we're only running 22 actual lands, but we run 2 Kazil's Fury, 4 Spikefield Hazard, 3 Shattered Skull Smashing, and so we have tons of lands in this deck, so we should be getting up to our 6 mana pretty consistently, as well as just getting up to Obosh where we can actually be hitting in. Everything else is odd cover mana costs except for Leyline Tyrant and our 1 Embercleave because, come on, it's Embercleave. But Leyline Tyrant, I wanted to have this partly because it ramps us up into Fire Emancipation, as well as it just kind of does everything that we want. We want more mana in a red deck. I think 2 copies of this, even though it's not awkward mana cost, it still just does everything that we want. Or it's a threat that is annoying enough for people that they have to deal with it. So if you have extra lands already, then sweet, we get to immediately start taking advantage of not losing any mana during untapped phases. It becomes a good threat. It's our 1 flyer that's kind of like more evasive on the flying side. Shattered Skull's Charger is kind of like our main payoff with Obosh. It is so busted with Obosh. If you have 5 mana already, all of a sudden it becomes a 5/4 with trample and haste. That means it's 10 points of damage that it's really hard to block, just right off the gate with Obosh and stuff. If you have Fire Emancipation, it is so busted. So Shattered Skull Charger is awesome. Annex as well, just really good card in here. Lets us go wide with tokens if we need to. We have also our Castle Empress, everything like that. Bone Crusher Giant is awesome. Unfortunately, the Stomp doesn't work with Obosh. The Stomp side of it doesn't count as Augment Mana Cost, which I think is a little bit funky because when you actually play it out, you should be like seeing the Bone Crusher Giant instead of the Stomp, but I don't know how that works or not. But it doesn't work on here. But it does work with Fire Emancipation, so we still get our 6 mana stomp, which is our 6 power stomp, which is pretty sweet. And then everything else is just kind of like good stuff, We have our Fervent Champions. Having the first strike and haste is really nice. Having shocks is really nice. Having just a bunch of good removal here is good. It would be interesting to try to like jump into other colors with this deck, but from what I've seen so far, it works great. And so let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, we're against Ninetailed, and this is a pretty good hand. It's definitely keepable. Drop a Shadow Skull. I might actually drop a Kazil's Fury here. Kazil's Fury can be pretty sweet too. Yeah, let's go ahead and play it out. We have another one that we can run into. I think I'd rather try to keep one of these up for removal, and I'm not sure with only 4 lands if we'll need to play it out unless we do that right now. So let's go ahead and play out Mountain, pass the turn. Lurrus. Having Spikefield Hazard against a Lurrus deck actually might be pretty nice to exile some stuffs. Ruin Crab. Yo. Starts milling a lot. Luckily we have a lot of damage that we can deal. I think that I just want to get a Bone Crusher Giant as soon as possible here. Not really care about the Ruin Crab. Yeah, they're going for a really aggressive mill start. We can kill it on the next turn if we need to. And so because of that, I'm going to go ahead and just Stomp Face. Get as much damage to face as possible. Bone Crusher Giant, pass the turn. Another Ruin Crab. Wow, what a start. If they have another Feeble Passage here, alright. That's at least something. Oh man, we're losing so many cards. Wind Robber. Okay. This doesn't have Trample. I want to force them to block with a Ruin Crab. So I guess we go Spikefield Hazard here. They get to just draw a card. And we might just play out another Bone Crusher Giant just so that we have more threats going. We actually have to race quite aggressively here now. So yeah, let's just go ahead and play it out. Now we have the Scatter Soul Smashing if they just play a bunch of cheap spells. Hopefully they don't have too much removal. If they do target these, though, we at least get some damage. Dude, what a hand. Wow, 3 Ruin Crabs. No lands, though. Ooh, okay, okay. That's pretty cool. All right, so I can kill one of them immediately. Let's go ahead and see what we can kill with just Bone Crusher Giant. I mean, this is a lot of damage. I could even go in for 10 here. So we have Shock. See, I can kill 1 Ruin Crab with this. I think that we actually just go face. I think we just try to get as much damage in as possible. And we can just Shock Face as well. And if we find a little bit more direct removal. Alright, so Drawn to the Lock. Rude. How do we win this? Pass the turn. I think what we're looking for is our Chargers now. Anything with Trample would be great. No lands. Whoa. Oh, that's big. Ooh, Fire Emancipation. Alright, swing in. I wanted to resolve this Fire Emancipation. And so I'm going to force him to do something now. Alright, so they do block with the Ruin Crab. That's fine. I feel like we're not going to actually resolve this, but I'm going to try for it here. If we can get this shock to be huge, that's a really big deal. Alright, they do have removal or counterspell. That's fine. Boo. If we hit one more land, we can kill both of these guys. If they let it through, we have lethal as well. Let's just still attack. If they're still missing lands right now, we get quite a few turns to come back. Baby, come back. See, I want to play a Bone Crusher Giant. I can... So let's go Stomp Face. Alright, has another Dispute. Resolve, and we will pay for it. Pass turn. I was tempted to Shock there as well. Gain some life. Rude. I want to maximize my mana, so it'd be nice to just kind of Shock here, see if we can see if they have responses. If I find like the Ember Cleave, that'd be sweet. This also forces him to block with the Ruin Crab. I'm just going to maximize my mana here. If we do find something like Fire Emancipation or whatnot, it could be nice. This way, if they don't block, we get the Castle Embereth. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Is this instant speed? No, it's not. Will, rude. So now they're looking if they want to block with the Thieves Guild Enforcer or the Ruin Crab. I would definitely go for the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. Yeah, get some more mill out of the way. Down to 27 cards. Really? Wow. Interesting blocks. All right, so 4 damage. I have Shatter Soul Smashing, which I can clear up basically the entire board with this too. So let's go. See, which one do I want to kill more? I think I can kill everything regardless, right? So yeah, let's just do this. All right, X4. Man, not playing out the Bone Crusher here is a little bit annoying, but I could just go X1, kill the Ruined Crab, just deal with the Soaring Thought Thief. Being ahead on cards would be really nice here, though. All right, let's go for the kill. All right, into the story, draws a bunch of cards. We had card advantage. All right, Hasty Dude. That's not the Hasty Dude. But that's a big board. And even if they do have board wipe, we still get to keep a lot of creatures out for Castle Embereth. Fatal Passage. Not milling us anymore, so that's nice. I'm assuming they've got to have some sort of board wipe. So they have the if they have the Extinction event, we're screwed. If they don't, we're in good shape. They can play out a Lurrus. Okay. That might just be game. 2 lands left. We need to find something to make Annex a little bit bigger. Just about anything that's a permanent helps us here. They're going to have another Thieves Guild Enforcer or something. Watch. Oh, we got to go for it. Swing in. Yeah, Thieves Guild Enforcer is definitely the worst thing here. If they target the Bone Crusher Giant, they still die. They have to bring out a creature and be able to block. But they have plenty of things that can do that. Okay, Thieves Guild Enforcer. Do they have another one? Whoa. Okay. I mean, I'm going to pump this anyway because it pumps Annex so that we can get more Satyrs. Cling to Dust, okay, gains 3 life. Alright. That's cool, I guess. Alright, now we get to go wide. Hold on to that, pass the turn. Alright, they get another Cling to Dust, so another 3 life. They probably have 1 more in hand as well, with how much they've drawn. I can't see them playing more than like 2 of this, though, in the deck. So they could, if they have a black source, they can play Lurrus to hand, play Lurrus, and bring back Thieves Guild Enforcer. Interesting. I am going to play out Annex first, just in case they do have some way to kill the Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, spends 3 mana to counter. We still have Castle Embereth online. They have to have another blocker. I could just swing in with a Satyr. Man, this is a hard matchup. We need to find more direct damage. Soaring Thought Thief, okay. That's not as big of a deal. That's okay. Alright, pump. 2. Down to 1. Pass the turn. They still have a Cling to Dust. There's Obosh. It doesn't actually help out the Satyr, and I can't pump. The only thing that would be helpful here is if they target this. If they're going to go for some sort of targeted removal. I think I'd rather they... Yeah, let's just go ahead and swing in. And we can just play this out. Hopefully get it to actually resolve. So we can keep some threats going on. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. Man, I really wish this was Sorcery Speed. Spikefield Hazards would be great now. Alright, so they still have the Cling to Dust. So I'm just going to force them to have that anyway. John the Lock. All right, spends all their mana. Play Obosh. Please resolve. All right, they didn't have another thing. Thank goodness. Pass the turn. Dude, they've got to be running into something else at some point here, right? They can't Castle Locthwain. Their best play might be just to play out Lure so they have some life gain, but we do have the removal for it. Sorry about this little, like, bit of light here. I guess I could edge out my video a little bit there. Aha. There we go. With it being winter, the sun comes into my room a little bit differently, so, like, there's a little bit of light glare that's annoying. Dude, alright. So much card draw. They haven't hit a land in forever. They've got to hit a land at some point, right? There's a land. There's like 3 more lands in there probably. With half their deck gone, they have to be hitting a lot more lands than this now. All right, I'm judging to see if they have some sort of removal here or counterspell. Heartless Act. Dang it. All right, pass the turn. 18 cards left. They can actually go fairly aggressive with the mill plan if they have some way to like play a bunch of. Luckily, we've gotten rid of a lot of Thieves Guild Enforcers, but if they can just play out Lurrus, play out another Thieves Guild Enforcer, start milling us like crazy here, and not let us have a chance to get in, that could be really bad. The Shadow Soul Smashing is nice if it resolves. So I'm thinking that's what they're going to do. They're going to play out the Lurrus here. They're going to try to go for a Thieves Guild Enforcer. They can only do it on their turn. Gains a life. That's fine. This can only go between... See, if X is 6 or more... Can't go up to players, though, unfortunately. Just passing the turn. Alright, there we go. That's actually a really good draw here. Do I kick it? I don't think so. I want to be able to still play Shadow Soul Smashing here if they don't have a... So if they counter here, I might be able to still kill this, and that might be victory for us. If they have to spend enough mana to stop this. If they just have removal, we end up getting Satyrs. You get to draw a card. Down to 24, down to 17. Swing in. We have Trample. If they have removal, now we have Satyrs. So I'm not as worried about it. Oh, man. Whew. Dude, what a match. That was intense. Alright, up against Giova Bra. And we only have stuff on turn 3. Which we have an Annex on turn 3, which isn't bad. We do have our Oboshes, which is nice. If I was on the draw, I wouldn't keep this. On the play, it's a risky keep. I'm going to keep it, though. Because we only have so many things that are one-drop slot anyway. Like, we're going to have hands like this happen. It'd be better to have Bone Crusher Giants. But we can hopefully run into that kind of stuff. All right, down to 19. Up against another aggressive deck. That's good. Okay, pass the turn. Robber the Rich. Let me kill it. All right. Resolve. Kill you. Down to 18. Do I lead off with the Annex or the Bone Crusher Giant? If they have some sort of removal, we at least get damage to face. But this makes Satyrs, so yeah, I guess we go Annex. Pass the turn. And this way, like, our Shadow Soul Scourger makes this a lot bigger, too. Yeah, no, they obviously have a shock. Or they're just attacking and don't want to use it. But that's fine. Hopefully they're stuck on lands. They are stuck on lands? What? Alright, let's actually go Leyline Tyrant now. That gives us a 4-power Annex showing. Down to 16. Pass the turn. Yeah, does Big Red beat Mono Red? Red aggro. Stomps the face. Is this a concession? Yeah, looks like it. Sweet. Up against MIR, and we'll keep this. We have 3 mana, 3 lands. We have a lot of removal. On the play is nice as well. Play out the Speckled Hazard. Gilded Goosey. Yeah, we'll just say no ramp for you. Pass the turn. Let's see, what else can we get? Nothing. Alright. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Alright, play Annex. Pass the turn. So the turn 4, like turn 3, turn 4 are the weirdest places to have Shadow Skull Chargers. Usually you want them on turn 5 when you can actually kick them. But with Annex, you get a little bit extra value where you get the plus, the bump on this as well. So it ends up being like, okay, that's not the worst. So now, like, if Annex dies, we get so much value out of it that it just might be worthwhile. All right, so Shatter Skull Charger. Question is do I still swing with Annex, though? Going white is nice. It'd be a lot better if we had the Castle Embereth, though. If they have Gem Razor, I want to kill this now. Because then they just kill Annex anyway. Yeah, so I think they have the Gem Razor. So yeah, just get in for damage while we can. Pass the turn. And hope that we can close this out. Yeah, I'm expecting Gem Razor, kill the Annex. Rude. Hit for 7. Yee. Alright, we get a Satyr. Does nothing. Does squat. Alright, kick this. Pass turn. If they have a ram through, we're pretty screwed. Ah, okay. Yeah, they had a lot of really good pieces against what we're doing here, and we were starting a little bit slow. If we can get our like double, triple damage going in the next 2 turns, we have a shot. If we cannot, we screwed. I will trade off with this Questing Beast. Okay, block here. Take 7. Yeah. They get to gain life every time as well. We might be able to get them now a little bit. They're gaining life each turn. We get to do how much? We might be able to race to gain 2 life every turn. I can shock and kill the Gem Razor. But we don't actually beat them this way. I think that we have to try to go for like double damage with them tapped out. I don't see how we can win in any other way. So hopefully we can get an Obosh or a Fire Emancipation, and Shatter Skull Charger just wins for us. Swings for 7, down to 6. Unless they have ram through here. Yeah, that's game. I think if I kill our own guy, I don't know how this works. I think that this does stop it. Because it won't be able to do any excess damage to it. Yeah, so that did save our life. And there's an Obosh. I mean, it's not enough, but it was close. Let's see, so we have 10 points of damage here. Dang it, they gain life. So yeah, no attacks. They had it all. They had everything in there. I mean, when you're drawing this much every turn, you're gonna have it all. I'm just surprised we actually stayed alive as long as we have. I don't think we have anything else to do other than trade off, which, yeah, it's worthwhile to them, but it's gonna make the game a lot longer. Down to 3. And, alright, pay for that. Good game. Oh, man. Rough. Wow, what a hand. I'm not sure that's good. We have 5 lands. We have the lands that are okay playing slow and are still good early game removal. So I'm going to keep this. This is a funky hand, but we have a few turns to find something else that's good. There we go. We got it. Ooh, mutate. Mutate might be hard for us to beat. We're not going to hit anything with 1 toughness, I don't think, here. So let's go ahead and play that out. Pass the turn. I mean, maybe with Fire Emancipation, we should keep the other one, but... Man, they're getting a really good start right now, and we are not as much. And they're playing the bounce version of this too. We'll see how this goes. All right, play Annex. We're just going to do what we came to do. We're playing a little too slow to be able to beat tempo. And this isn't even tempo necessarily. But if they have a lot of bounce and stuff, it's like a late game tempo. What would you call that? Mid-range? Yeah, okay. Alright, play Charger. Play Champion just to get a little bit more damage with Annex here. Hold back the Champion. I mean, that's a lot of damage. If we have the untapped land here with Obosh, we get in for quite a bit too. Down to 11. Ah, dude, they already got to the Strix with 2 baby Godzillas. Yeah. Man. That's bad. All right, that's not too bad. As long as they don't have another one in hand, we still have a shot here. All right, we get Obosh. That lets us swing in with Annex. The only thing they can really block and kill at least is the Strix, but that would have to trade, and they don't want to do that. All right, so I'm guessing that they block with the Gilded Goose. Swinging with Annex. Or the Godzilla, okay. Yeah, keep the life gain. Alright, so Shatter Skull Charger is going to be sweet here. If I hit the land for the Fire Emancipation, that's going to be tempting. Just because it sounds fun. If we hit a land, we could also Charger and Spikefield Hazard. Scute Swarm. Uh-oh. Alright, so now we have to go with the big trample plan. Kills Annex. We get some Satyrs. Fire Emancipation will be sweet. With Satyrs, actually. They each do 3 points of damage. Alright, so yeah, so untapped land would be great here. Dude, and they're copying the stinking Gem Razor. Oh no. Oh no. Well, play this tapped. We have to get to the Fire Emancipations. Alright, kick this. They're going to get even more Gem Razors. No attacks. I mean, if I can get double Fire Emancipations, we actually could have a shot at coming back here. We'll see. Yeah, there's another land. Oh my gosh. Are we just dead here? I think so. It's very likely. Yeah, there's another land, and then they get a few more. They don't actually get to go off. Those don't get to attack. But this is not good. There's a land. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Did they not hit any more lands? Wow. I mean, they kind of did. All right, 7 times 4. We get to kill 1 with the Prey Piercer. We have to block the Strix as well. I'm kind of all in on trying to get the Shatter Skull Charger. Double triple with this is actually pretty big. Oh my goodness. But they can just block so much. That's okay. We're going to play it out to the end, regardless. I think that we're dead here. Nice. 56 Gem Razors. And they still have a Fatal Passage to go dig for something else. They might be out of basic lands, though. No, probably not. Oh yeah, gain some life. Sure. That's a thing you could do as well, I guess. Oh, man. Just with the Strix. Alright, down to 14. Oh, man. Well, Fire Emancipation. We're going to do our cool thing now. So this does 6 points of damage as well. If they didn't have the massive board here, we actually would have a shot here on this turn to win, but go Charger. So this is 10, 30 points of damage, Shatter Skull Charger. But they just block with a ton of Scoot Swarms and we're dead. So yeah, that's cool. Once this gets blocked, I'm going to be done. We're going to see if they maybe don't do all the math. Okay, they just bounce it. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. That was fun. We did get the double triple. You know, we were going to do 30 points of damage, but then we didn't. So, yeah. All right, on the play, this is a decent hand. I would like more action in the early game, but we have a decent curve. If we can just find like something to play on turn 4, then we'll be okay. And finding more lands along the way is actually pretty great with this hand. So we actually get to try to go for the Fire Emancipation plan and see how it works. Hopefully they don't have discard. Okay, Mountain pass the turn. And this is where Bone Crusher Giants are weird. We don't really want to be stomping face if we can avoid it because of Fire Emancipation. But I also want something to play on turn 4. And I want to get as much out of this as I can. Alright, Jungle Hollow. Alright, playing a pretty slow hand. Yeah, let's go ahead and just throw some damage at face. But like with this, that could be 6 points of damage instead, you know? But do you hold on to that? I don't think so. Alright, we have so many stinking lands. Unfortunately, we have a lot of lands that are tapped, and we haven't found any of those yet. We want at least one of those tapped lands earlier on. Feed the Swarm. They lose a bunch of life from it. It's actually not the worst for us. Because we get to have the Obosh here, let's just go ahead and play it out. No stomp. Pass the turn. We get a pretty decent curve. They've got to be confident in gaining life to be playing Feed the Swarm. It's a really good card. Okay, each player mills 3. We lost kind of 1 land. That's okay, I guess. Channeler. Alright, so they're trying to go for big stuffs. Alright, well, we're going to hit for a bunch and a half now. Obosh. Swing for 8. Now do you feel okay with losing that much life? I'm not so sure. Yeah, it goes for the chump. Alright, please untap land for the Fire Emancipation. I just want it one time. It sounds so fun. I mean, if we have a way to remove a Spectral Hazard, we'll do that instead. We also have Castle Embereth. Like, we potentially just have the game here, I think. If they don't have a blocker. If they go to just kill the Bone Crusher Giant with something, this still wins it for us as well. Or, like, we'll do 4 points of damage, I mean. Not wins it for us. Alright, Croxa in here. They don't have... Actually, they are pretty close to being able to get the Croxa back. Alright, we drop 1 Fire Emancipation. And they do have the removal. Well, Fire Emancipation, that is almost lethal. Oh, we're gonna be one off. Oh man. They've had so many just like one life gains with this deck, which normally isn't that great, but it's worked for them, I guess. This has 3 points of damage. They're probably gonna go for Croxa, which we're gonna lose the Spikefield Hazard anyway. So now we're looking for Shocks and Stomps. Yep, they have enough to play the Croxa. And I can't see them playing much else besides that. That's got to be the best play. Yeah, it plays out Croxa. We have to discard the Spikefield Hazard. Come on, Shock. Shatter Skull Smashing isn't bad either. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that we have here that are still really good for us. That is not one of them. Play out the land. We're going to have it discarded anyway and lose. We could just go to kill this. We get rid of everything on board. We get to still keep the Fire Emancipation. But we also kind of force them to be in a standstill a little bit anyway. They can't target this. So, yeah, we just pass the turn. Yeah, if they target it at all, it's 6 points of damage. That's pretty good. Cling to Dust, gains 3 life. That's fine. Hopefully they do the math wrong here and don't realize that this is 6. Attacking. So they must have another blocker. Yeah, we still just take it. No blocks. Kazul's Fury is another good card we can draw here. Like, we have so many good cards. The only thing we don't want is another flippin' mountain. Like, just about anything else is fine here. Even Annex would be pretty okay. All right, that's game. Good job. Good game. Sweet. If they had played it out, they probably would have been okay. I really wish that we could draw in here. So yeah, I don't know why they thought that was going to be okay. That was going to kill them regardless of whether or not the Fire Emancipation went off. They must have just forgot about Bone Crusher's second ability anyway. I mean, it's such a powerful extra ability that it has that I forgot it many times too. Sweet. All right, so there you guys have it with Double Triple. We went 3 and 2 with the deck, so not amazing, but that's about how I've been playing with it consistently with this deck. I've actually done pretty well overall. I do lose games. There's some matchups that are a little bit harder, but it has such good hands every once in a while. Like, it does powerful things. I am a big fan of Shatter Skull Charger after this deck. Actually, I think it's a good card. I think it's one of those where it's like it has to be in a more big red deck than a mono red aggro, but in a big red deck, it is so powerful. When you know that you can get up to that 5 mana fairly consistently, it's a really powerful card to have. And using it with Annex to be able to get just an extra thing to be attacking in with, get some little more power onto Annex because it has the double red. And so I like it. I like it in this deck. I think that having more Embercleaves is probably like the #1 thing this deck needed a little bit more of. Although we don't fill the board with that many creatures to make Embercleave like the best game plan. Fire Emancipation works pretty well for it. If we can find ways to make it a little bit cheaper, then it would be even more busted, but it would be sweet. So anyway, overall, I like this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.